welcome back. Today, let's work on the brakes. Well, I have already worked on them, that was about last week, but I'm shooting the introduction after I'm done with the work. So, I guess today we are working on the brakes, specifically bleeding them, making sure that we have no air pockets in the system, and let's go. So let's talk about what's been done for the brakes up to now. We have all new rotors all around the car. I found two of them were damaged and I couldn't lock them, so that means that I just chose to get new ones. This was like a while back, but they installed. We also bled the brake, not bled, we also swapped the fluid. So that means that we got rid of the old brake fluid that was in the car and put in new fluids, I guess. New brake fluid. But what we didn't do was bleed the system, and by bleeding the system is getting rid of the bubbles of air or pockets of air that might be still in the system, which definitely will affect the performance of the brakes. So that's what we're going to do today. So I guess let's just jump straight into it. So what do you need when bleeding brakes? Typically you need a brake bleeding kit. Wow, that's a cube, that's a difficult one. But we don't have that one, obviously. So that means that it's going to be, so if you don't have one, it's a lot easier if you have two people to do this, because one person could be stepping on the brake pedal, or the other one is just looking at what's happening down there. But we'll just have to do it alone today. So what a brake bleeding kit does, it puts pressure on where the brake fluid goes, the cylinder there, and it pushes the brake out, and all you have to do is just open up the valves one at a time, and this is what a bleeding valve looks like. So you open them one at a time, and then you just pretty much observe and make sure there's no air bubbles coming through. So that means the other thing you need is bleeding kit also comes with like a clear tube that allows you to see the fluid that's coming out, and a collection bottle. But we just have to be making up we'll build our own kit. It's not difficult. All you need is a bottle and that clear tube, which we're just going to get in a minute, and then pretty much just press on the brakes and just keep checking if there's air in the clear tube. What I'm saying will make sense in a minute, so just follow along and you'll see what I'm talking about. So let's get the items we need. So onto the kit. What do you need? So this is what I was talking about. This is where our fluid is going to go, and we have the clear tube so that you can be able to see the fluid coming out and see if there are any bubbles left. So you can make this from any bottle, and then because I'm alone, I made a hole through the bottle cap so that if this falls over, I don't lose too much fluid, too much liquid. And then you need a split of fluid just in case you lose some or anything, but this is left over from the last time we were sopping up the liquid. And you also need something to open and close the bleeding valve. So typically, I feel like anyone will have us like this in the house, pliers in the house, but I guess if you really want to go overboard, I guess you could use a spanner from one of these, but you need to figure out which one opens that, or you could just use the pliers, whichever works, I guess, at this point. So yeah, let's get started. Just realizing I said so a lot, I guess. So again, let's get started. Okay, yes, we're ready now. So we're going to start off by topping up a bit of fluid here. After topping it up, then set up down there, and then come back and then just start pressing on the brakes and bleeding the shit. So just leave this here. Really need to clean out this car, so this is a mess. Wasn't always like this. I mean, maybe a bit like this, but wasn't this bad. This is what abandonment looks like. Okay, moving on. We are back. Oops. See, this fits. So use a chopstick to pry this more open. Wow, beautiful. I love it when a good plan comes together. Voila. And we're done. That's our setup. Wasn't fun. Everything is falling apart. Not by design. So, welcome on board. So what we're going to do is just repeatedly press on the brakes, so that now we can bleed it out. One, and we're going to continue. We're going to do that all around the 4 wheels. So I guess let's get started. But before we do that, I forgot something. I forgot to open up the valve, the bleeding valve. So I guess let's do that now, and then come back right away and let's do this. So what I thought was going to be the easiest part of this whole thing, just opening up the valve, is turning into a small affair. The bolt is really old. It's almost like the corners are almost gone, and it won't open, and I'm scared of damaging the corners to a point where it just turns into like a circular bolt, I guess, and it refused to open up completely. So I went and got this.
What else is electrical in here?
Well, not the exhaust manifold.
Just let's give it a few. And in fact, let's actually go around the whole car and just do this to all of them, because if this is the first one that's doing this, I hate to think what's going to happen to the rest. So let me go do that. It's been a few minutes. Let's see if I did anything.
You say I'm craving hope in this darkness. You say I'm just a joke, just a joke. Shivers my spine so well. Swimming in the river takes too much. I'm trying to let go of us, but the truth is.
Let me just try others. It's just for kicks. To see if there's anything that opens. The other one opens, by the way, so I'm a bit hopeful. both the other wheels, but not very hopeful about this one.
My darling, in fire. My darling, rose in fire. You're a liar. You say, my darling, rose in fire.
Please open. Yes! Yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah, sorry. I got excited. Okay, I thought this was going to turn into a nightmare, but am I even recording? Yeah, I am, I guess. Wasn't sure if I was recording. But yeah. So, we're back in business. There we go, my G. So, mistake was all mine. I was doing the lefty loosey, righty tighty kind of thing, but something I've come to realize about building cars is that doesn't always work, especially with German cars. Welcome on board. Meet my friend Steve. I'm going to just press the brake pedal repeatedly. I'm going to keep checking that, ensure that the reservoir still has enough brake fluid, so we don't introduce air into the system again. And then once I'm done pedaling, I'm going to use Steve here to lock the brake pedal at the bottom there. Go and tighten the bleeder nut. Go and check if the system has no air. I check it before I tighten it. I check if the system has air or it doesn't. If it doesn't, then I just tighten the bleeder nut and then come back and release Steve and repeat that process again and again and again and again for every wheel until we have no air in the system. So I guess let's get started. And then we call on to Steve to help us out. Not Steve, Planky actually. Planky Steve. Let's go check. So what we're looking for is a solid line like this. Gaps like this are what we're trying to get rid of. We're going to continue until we get that. So I messed up introducing into the system a bit. So I guess let's repeat that again. Oh, it's a clutch. Brakes. At this point, I was done with the farthest wheel for the first time, and the idea was to do this for each wheel several times. So it's time to remove this kit from this wheel and install it into the next wheel, and then again repeat and repeat and repeat. So one of the things you want to be careful with is ensuring that the reservoir always has enough fluid, because again you don't want air being introduced into the system because you didn't have enough fluid. It's missing. Senor Planky, onto the next wheel. James. Jane. Okay. Let's go check and see how it is. Captain Steve. This is what we've been looking for all this time. Are you seeing that? No air. No bubbles. None. No bubbles. If you can't tell from my voice, I'm really excited. As you may have noticed, doing this is not difficult. It's just tedious and repetitive, especially doing it alone. And at this point in my process, I'm really excited, and that's because now at the very least I've done every wheel. I think, was it twice? I think it was twice. I've done this for every wheel at the very least twice. And for the first time I was essentially getting no bubbles from the first wheel that I started out with, which was really exciting. So all that's left is to do this, I think, at least once again for every wheel, just making sure that there was no bubbles, even if I had already seen that. So I guess let's just get back to it. Steve. While Past Me finishes up the brakes, let me tell you about AutoFind, a service that allows you to see the full history of the car that you're about to purchase, protecting you from buying a really bad and messed up car. All you need is your VIN or chassis number, and you can find the link to AutoFind in the description of this video. And I guess that's it for the brakes. The brake fluid has been changed, all the rotors have been changed, the pistons are okay, and I've bled the system so we don't have any gas bubbles inside, and even pressing on them right now feels really good. Wasn't like it was before. So that's it, brakes done. The next thing for the brakes is going to be an upgrade when you're getting bigger calipers, bigger rotors, but for now we're going to use what we have to the max until it's gone. That's when we're going to replace it. So I guess that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for joining, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. It's going to be helping us out a lot, and that's pretty much it. Only thing left is to set down, and I guess you don't need to be here for that. So bye.